That's his one. That's his one job.
To break everything. Yeah.
I can't really dispute that.
Yeah, he's our very own Wreck-It Ralph, just not as funny. And
I have to say I really liked issue 79 of Dawn of the Day with you being bludgeoned.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, that worked out real well. That was
a good one.
Sean messaged me today, and he said he's really tempted to do a Brian Pintor of the Day. I don't think it's quite the same thing, but I think Brian Pintor is pretty hilarious. Okay, Don, we're streaming.
Okay. Well, I want to do something for the chat, some exclusive pre-show content, since it's an off-topic thing, but it's a great find for me, and it's a really interesting story for the most part.
Hang on, 1 second. Paladin just said in the chat, Giant Don.
As soon as I upgraded to Skype, I don't hate it. Amazingly, as soon as Diecast is here,
Don will diminish.
Yeah, this is a much better utilization of space, I gotta say.
In that chalk, giant Don.
It doesn't mean we didn't have some problems before we went live, though, but we seem to have sorted all that out.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Anyway, Don, please continue with your exclusive content.
All right. This is a non-Transformer thing I picked up, but it was a really great buy, I think, and something. Have you literally ever thought? We've always said, if I don't get it now, I'll never get it, and we know that's not quite possibly true in most cases. At least we'll get it probably later on. Maybe not at that price, but we'll pick it up eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But my girlfriend and I, and some friends of mine that had just met her last week, we all went down to Raleigh, North Carolina.
I think it was Raleigh. What's this?
Huh? Well, you can be there in 2 hours at any given time. This was just
I was joking, Don. I was joking that we didn't get with you.
I know, but I had a Saturday off from work, which is very rare when I'm not having eye surgery, and but again I'm wearing my glasses so I can read the screen because I can't read without them apparently with less than 6 foot. Anyway, went down to Raleigh, went down to Cro-Mag Toys. I did some photos from there one time. Their spot at the Raleigh flea market is where I found the Forza driver for $20 with all four of the set of the Forza switches. But went to Crabtree Valley Mall, where I used to work back in the day at KB Toys. I worked there for about 2 years, and they have the Lego store, which I finally saw the Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon, which is gorgeous for $800. I guess it needs to be, but it's big. It's very big. But they also have a Disney store, which I don't get a chance to go to anymore because all the little Disney stores in the area have dried up. Except I think for the one near Bryan and the one in Raleigh, the closest ones to me at this point.
Really?
Yeah, as far as I can tell, yeah.
Okay.
And I've always loved Disney Store. Back when there was one at the other mall in Durham, I tried buying the original Goof Troop poster that they got in to advertise the show, and they weren't allowed to sell them. I even offered $50 to any charity locally in their name if I could get that Goof Troop poster. And it was just a one-of-a-kind promotional poster. I could not get it.
Don,
anyway,
did you consider stopping and taking 10 minutes to write a polite letter?
That was before I thought of that. So unfortunately,
okay.
No, I didn't think of it at the time. But anyway, we went to the Disney store. She was looking for stuff for her niece, and I was looking for stuff for me. Obviously, I gravitate. Yeah. Obviously, I gravitate. I was looking around for anything Zootopia. They had nothing Zootopia in the store. I did not see the first piece of merchandise for Zootopia, which is kind of weird. But
since the movie just came out and all.
Well, it came out, last year. But it's Disney. They carry
2 years
stuff.
Ago?
Yeah, it's 2017.
Is it?
And,
I thought it was 16.
I thought it
What
was
a long
15.
year it's been.
Or 15.
Yeah.
Seriously.
What a long year it's
Yeah.
been.
It's been a long road getting from there to here. But so anyway, I defaulted to another one of my favorite Pixar Disney things, Incredibles. I've mentioned how much I love The Incredibles. I think the first movie is a watershed moment in animation and storytelling. Second one, not quite as good, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Much better than the first one.
But definitely expanded the world a lot. Now and again, it was a great movie, I think. But anyway, I'm going through there. I'm looking at the merchandise, and I noticed these. This is set 1 of 3. It's an acrylic case, and this is with Mrs. Incredible, Jack, and Frozone.
So did you buy it?
Yes. No, I stole it and ran. So this is set number 1. You can see with Mrs. Incredible, Frozone, and Jack. And set number 2 is Mr. Incredible, Violet, and Dash. So you've got the whole Parr family and Frozone. These retail normally for $130 a piece at the Disney store. Now, I wasn't going to get them. There's a third set that's Edna and another Jack when he's doing like the whole posing like he's on the runway kind of scene. But much as I love Edna, I didn't need the third set. So I'm looking at them, I'm going to put them back. And then I noticed something. The sign underneath says $129.99. They're tagged at $79.99 a piece. And so I go up there, I take these two, and I said, ma'am, what is this the correct price, or is it the price? I figured it was on sale, it just wasn't a sale flyer or something. No, apparently the Edna set is $80 normally, because it's a smaller set with just the 2 figures. These 2 sets are normally $130, and they said since it was mispriced, if I wanted them for $79.99 per set, I could. So, and this is when I go back to say, I don't think I would ever see these at this price again because with it being an error. Mm-hmm. So I went ahead and got them because they're absolutely gorgeous figures in these acrylic display cases. And you get all 4 members of the Parr family, which is basically Incredibles is the best Fantastic Four movie they've ever made. It's really.
I don't know. There's that one from like 1990.
Roger Corman looks pretty good.
Yeah, I did see that. But I'm saying, so, yeah, I had to pick them up. I know it's not Transformers, but they just look so good.
But you're so happy, Don. That's what people care about.
Yeah, and I would have liked to have gotten the third set with Edna and Jack. It's just, as my girlfriend says, I like it. I just didn't $80 like it. But, these 2 sets, you get the 3 family members. You've got the complete set. You've got the complete set of movie 1, 2. So I picked those up. I also picked up. They've got their own line of. It's very similar to what you see in stores. The toy box figures. I also got Baymax and Hero from the Big Hero 6 animated series because they don't sell for instead of $14.99, it was sell for $10.
Hey, how do I sound?
Fine.
Am I too loud? Too loud.
You probably come down a tiny bit, but you're not bad.
Yeah.
So Blade Reader sums this up pretty nicely. Moral of the story: Don needs a pricing error on the Unicron lamp.
Yeah, pretty much.
That would be hell of a pricing error. So I wasn't planning. I just was going to look at them and just admire them but again, Disney gets in so much stuff. Like, well, you remember, Chris, Disney got in a lot of Power Rangers exclusive stuff. They're the only ones that had
for 2 years until they realized nobody was buying them. Yes.
Yeah. Well, like Tommy Zord from Dino Thunder, the Brachiozord. They're the only ones that had
that. Probably happened. Yeah. I remember more low end stuff. I guess I'll say like recolors of Morphers and stuff that never actually had any media backup.
Yeah. So yeah, that was just Then we went to a place called it was Pyography. It was Pie something. I can't remember the name of it, but you pick your crust, you pick your salsas, you pick your toppings. If y'all saw the picture that I tweeted of the pizza,
I did.
God, that was some good. It was really, really good. So we did that.
There's two places here like called that. One's called Firestorm, and I think they're maybe based out of Winston-Salem, and the other's called Mod Pizza, and I have no idea where they're based from, but Mod Pizza is really good.
So it was nice to get out of town, spend some time with some friends, spend time with my girlfriend. You put me in a Disney store, I feel. Oh, and for anyone, I haven't had a chance to check online, but they actually had a Disney afternoon coffee mug set that they were sold out of.
What?
Yeah, they said they had a Disney afternoon coffee mug that was Chippendale, Tailspin, DuckTales, and
Darkwing Duck?
Darkwing Duck.
Thank God no Goof Troop.
Well, So, oh yeah, and Paladin was right. They sold the large rhino from Jungle Fury. So yeah, that again, it wasn't Transformers, but it just really. Oh my God, Nightwing was asking what is KB Toys.
He was joking. Joking.
Okay. All right. Okay.
He's in his 40s, if I remember right. So.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good. I didn't want to have to send him a Massey attack because that would make me feel. Because
TFRadio.net/Massey attack.
Yeah. Because it's just. And then just think of it this way: Machine Wars was about 2 to 3 years before that, so Machine Wars is at least almost 15 years old too. Yeah.
Okay, so I hate to say that I like the Skype, except for the fact that Diecast isn't joining right now. But maybe considering what week it is, that may not be a bad thing.
What?
Their email thread.
I believe he agreed with you, though.
Yeah, I don't. Believe that.
I still don't believe him.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't believe him, and I was making no secret of that.
I did not chime in, but that was an email where I decided to send it to everybody instead of one person. That was just everybody knows.
Yeah, so to our live audience, if you're expecting to hear us talk about one specific topic that has come up in the last 7 days, I'm sorry, but you may be either disappointed or relieved, just depending on your point of view on this matter.
And that's it.
And that's as close as we're going to get to mentioning it.
And none of us ever wish to speak of it ever. So there you go.
Right.
It's like Highlander.
We're done.
It's like Highlander 2. It doesn't exist.
Renegade version, though.
The only thing that can save that movie is fire.
Have you seen the cover? It is literally Connor walking out of an explosion.
But I can't look at the cover. The movie doesn't exist, so there's nothing to look at.
Highlander 3 doesn't exist.
Yeah, the theatrical version didn't exist. That never happened. Highlander 2 is a direct-to-video release.
Let me show that cover. It's the best cover of anything Highlander related ever.
Paladin, I hate you. I just want you to know that, Paladin, I hate you.
But it's the VHS version. It's got the awesome cover.
Oh, darn it. They don't have... Okay.
Oh, here we go. Best cover. Oh, that one's signed by somebody I don't recognize.
What?
That's the best cover of anything ever. I own that on VHS just for the cover.
That's so generic.
It's awesome. Compared to the original version. Of course, speaking of things that don't exist.
Oh, boy. At least that looks like a movie poster.
Mario Van Peebles. You would think he would make a good Highlander villain, but alas, no. No, he didn't.
You can only work with the material you're given.
Let's see, the first Highlander movie is pretty good. I was going to say, is there a good Highlander movie?
Yeah. I am somewhat surprised that's not been rebooted yet.
What, Highlander?
Nobody cares.
Be quiet, Dawn.
Yeah. Nobody cares. Like, I'm not diminishing the fan base that exists, but like there is not any popular support for rebooting Highlander.
But Matt, if my words carried any weight, do you think I would have had to wait until 30 years?
It doesn't matter. As soon as you mention the words, it's out there.
So at least domestically, Highlander's never made like a cent. So I don't know why you would reboot it.
To try to make money?
I mean, in Europe, apparently it's popular.
But so is David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, so... But, like, you know, Highlander 1 did not do well. Highlander 2 did not do well. Highlander 3 did not do well. Highlander 4 did not do well. Highlander 5 was so bad that they only released it on the Sci-Fi Channel in the U.S.
You know, I have to agree with what I think Nightwing 4. Nightwing's
did that even hit theaters?
Yeah, I saw it. August of 2000, if I remember right.
So in the chat, I think Nightwing number 1 is trying to say that the best thing out of Highlander was the theme song to the TV show. And I have to agree with that.
I mean, it's the theme song in general, but the TV show, I like to cut better the theatrical version because they don't cut everything out, and it's just such a fun song. Now, they cut out the crazy guitar riff and the flamboyant, vocals of the second verse, but it's still, it's a phenomenal song. Brian May has an amazing guitar solo in that.
Okay,
I know I watched the TV show for a couple seasons when it was in first run syndication, but I don't remember anything about it except for the theme song.
The thing that makes me so angry is Highlander Endgame. The trailer for it was so amazing because it had Connor and Duncan fighting Jacob Kell 2-on-1, and it had them jumping through portals and crap. And the movie when the movie came out, none of that was in the movie. None.
Yeah, it was just a slightly longer version of a episode of the television series.
Except for Duncan takes Connor's head, and so Jacob Kell had taken 665 heads, and Duncan had to kill Connor. Well, actually, Duncan was going to let Connor, but he was the younger actor, so whatever. So that he would have enough power to take Jacob Kell, which is kind of ridiculous, honestly, when you think about it, because at least in the TV show, that was never that important.
So did that make Duncan over 9,000?
It made him over 700, I think. Something like that.
Because, I mean, the way you describe this, it does just suddenly sound like Dragon Ball.
Jacob Kell. There's this horrible scene where Duncan's head morphs into Connor's, and he says Jacob Kell. It's so horrible. I love that movie. Do I have it on Blu-ray? Is it on Blu-ray?
I doubt it.
Like the whole thing you described it puts me in mind of Vegeta in the Frieza saga, wanting everybody to like nearly mortally wound him and then get him healed again so that he can get stronger and stronger. It's just so stupid.
Okay, it is on DVD. Is Highlander the source on Blu-ray? I can almost be certain that that's not the case. Oh my god, that is the worst cover for Highlander 2. Jacob Kell. As far as I know, there's one Highlander podcast, and I don't listen to it. But I'm sort of glad that I don't. God, I love that show.
Well, Brian, there's two. There is a Darkwing Duck, and there's a Chippendale Rescue Rangers mug. There is nothing for Tailspin.
Did you guys see that Gogeta will be canon? I heard that.
Well, who the huh?
That's what Gohan and Vegeta fusion.
Oh.
No, Goku and Vegeta.
Goku. I thought they had a different name.
So Vegeta or Vegeta is Potara fusion, and Gogeta is the fusion dance.
Okay, so this is all movie stuff that I don't know about.
Well, both forms of fusion were in the Boo saga.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, of course.
Of course. Well,
for whatever reason, Boo Saga
and they turned into Gogeta in GT.
God, but it's GT.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying though, like you would have seen some place where that would have happened, whether or not You were counting movies.
Honestly, I don't remember anything that happened in the Buu saga between when Goku turned Super Saiyan 3 and after they defeated Kid Buu, and actually the last episode when Kid Buu was reincarnated. Between that, it's all a blur.
Okay.
Super Saiyan 3 was such a waste.
I mean, yes, in universe also.
Yeah.
So for those of us who don't care about Dragon Ball, Super Saiyan 3 is like Fang Joker?
No.
Well, okay.
Super Saiyan 3 is like 80s glam metal, bulked up Goku.
Uh-huh.
For no reason other than he could, basically. Like, Goku was dead for 7 years, and while he was in the afterlife and had unlimited amounts of time and energy to train over and constantly and everything, he just, like, pushed himself until he could attain this new form, which doesn't really work with a living body, as it turns out. It was really stupid.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's right. He never turned Super Saiyan 3 as in his living form, did he? Did he
in GT?
But what about in Super?
Yeah, he did in Super. In the Super Future Trunks arc, he turned Super Saiyan 3 and Trunks went Super Saiyan 2 and fought him to test his strength. And Super Saiyan 2 Future Trunks basically matched Super Saiyan 3 Goku in power, so...
Interesting. So I haven't watched Super past like episode 20. There's Diecast. Did they never ever revisited Super Saiyan 4, right?
No.
Thank God.
Hey, what's up?
Yo.
Puppy training and all, so.
Oh boy.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
So you found her because you were getting a muffler changed or something? What was that?
Yeah. Yep.
How'd that happen?
My exhaust fell off my car Saturday night. Like, not fell completely off, just came off the last hanger at the back, so it was dragging on the ground. So I tied it up, and of course I couldn't do nothing Sunday. So Monday, I have off this whole week anyway. So I went to the muffler shop, people I know from years ago, and the only thing right there is like a Jiffy Lube, a muffler shop, and a pet store, or cross a 4-lane highway. So I'm killing some time, and I actually went into the pet store, not even thinking I was looking at dogs. I just wanted to see what kind of exotic animals they had.
Dogs.
And then I did the round, and she was in the very last dog pen with 2 other dogs, and she was just staring at me. And I was like, I noticed her because she kind of looks similar to the dog I have now. And then she kept looking at me, and I was like, well, I have time to kill. Maybe I'll just, ask to see her. So I saw her, and I was like, yeah, she's really cute, and she was very shy, but you could tell she was there at least for a week, and the workers she was really friendly with, but she was kind of timid with me, so I knew she would warm up to me. So I pleaded with my wife to allow me to get a dog, and we went back that night, and I brought my other dog there to see her, and Kim and Aaron, and made sure everyone said it was okay.
So that's how Kim got the kids. I should have said no, but the youngest just was so cute and sweet. Dragon Ball.
And she's been really good. She's like, today she hasn't had any accidents. She's gone outside and peed and pooped like 4 or 5 times. So it's been good. She apparently came from Mississippi.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, because they rescue dog from high kill shelters, and then they
Okay.
They put them up for adoption. So she's already 6 months old. And she came from Mississippi, and then they pay for the spaying and microchip and like the first round of shots and everything that the dog's supposed to get. So
that's good.
Yeah.
So in the chat it was asked how many pets Diecast had. I said he has 2 plus Don.
You know, I think I'm pretty sure in this relationship, Diecast is the pet and Don is the put upon pet owner.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm Don Davis and he's my Garfield.
Jim Davis.
I know I was making a joke.
Don.
Okay, but it doesn't make any sense then.
His name's Don.
John.
Hey, Don, is your window up?
No, not at 40 degrees. No, it is not.
Sure as hell sounds like it is.
I'd have my window open at 40 degrees. It's hot in here.
Yeah. Hey, Don,
No.
are you getting snow? This weekend?
They're calling for it. It's up in the air because the last time they called for snow,
It's up in the air.
Yeah, it missed us. So I don't know.
So we don't do snow here. So if it snows, I'm probably missing Bumblebee. So yeah,
just like when North Georgia got that 1/4 inch last year, right?
We can deal. I can do it. I can deal with a 1/4 inch, but not much more than that. Other than we shut down.
I mean, I've lived in the South all my life. I was born here. I can say this. A lot of people cannot handle inclement weather. They just don't understand, how to drive in it.
Yeah. I don't hate this version of Skype. I wish that it integrated with XSplit and I didn't have to do the stupid hover thing. But I don't hate it.
I didn't upgrade yet.
Well, I mean, I wanted to do it just because I'm eventually going to have to figure out how this works with...
And apparently it does.
And apparently it does.
I had a really hard time with the XSplit. Well, it changed since the last time I used it.
Yeah,
so
Jason's been doing everything. It's been great.
Yeah. And then the screen capture for my web page wouldn't work until I put Internet Explorer over top of it and then closed Internet Explorer, and then it was showing the image for Google Chrome. Because that's why I was like, I'm just going to go to Internet Explorer and see if that'll work, because I had no luck getting video through Chrome.
So Captain Rufus said Discord is better than Skype. I would generally agree with that if you can
If we all had up to standard internet connections, yes.
Yeah, that is true. It does sound better. It certainly does sound better. It's about time to start.
But the 2 or 3 times we've tried to use it in different configurations of the group, there's always been problems getting everybody going too. Yeah. So that's not great.
I forgot I had my microphone muted for who knows how long.
Hi, Rob. Congratulations on pulling a paladin.
Thank you. At least I got done before the show started.
Your levels are great, by the way.
Problem.
Good.
Of all the paladins to pull, it's at least the unknowingly being muted the whole time and wondering why nobody is responding to you, rather than just randomly breaking headsets every other week.
Okay, let's see if I can show this. Okay, you can't tell that it's snow through the whole weekend, so... But it's no idea what the precipitation is going to be yet. And elevation, 666 feet.
I'm going to step away for a minute since we have 3 minutes before we start.
We don't.
Really don't.
But okay. Do it. We can wait.
Go for
I was
it. I'm trying to gather some
during the
important
show, if I need to step away, I'll leave my video up. That way it doesn't mess anything up.
No, it doesn't mess anything up. Go ahead and go now. It's fine.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
We'll just go back to Radio Free Cybertron presents that one episode of Highlander.
Gosh, so I'm trying to think of the name of the episode. It's the one that featured Harish Clay. I think it was season 3, maybe 4. Such a fun episode. Yeah. I couldn't do a Highlander show. Barely do a Transformers show. You know, I was thinking, a friend of mine, I have two friends here that are big G.I. Joe fans, way bigger than me. Not that I would really ever pull the trigger on the G.I. Joe podcast, but like I have enough people in person where I could actually pull that off in studio. Except for when I'm just moving to Atlanta here in about 6 months. So,
All right, you like this. So I heard a noise, hearing a strange noise. So I go upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Kim, before she left, put a pizza box in a trash can, and it was sticking out of the lid. And I have an automatic trash can, so it kept repeatedly trying to close the lid.
that's funny.
And now
Speaking of needlessly automated things, Brian, did you pre-order that Alexa Big Mouth Billy Bass?
No.
There's an Alexa Big Mouth Bass?
It's the Big Mouth Billy Bass, the stupid talking fish. That is basically a speaker. I guess just a speaker, Bluetooth speaker for the ALAXA. That that it mouths with that thing. So
That's cool.
yeah, it kind of is. I could get it and put it in the kids' room, and they would love it.
I apparently set off Jason's Echo.
The kids have one in the room, and they freaking love it. I do too, because that's their
Big
alarm.
Mouth Billy Bass?
No, the Echo.
Oh. You give him a Big Mouth Billy Bass and scar them for life.
I could.
Like, why have children if you're not going to emotionally damage them?
Well, so like, yeah, real quick, I'll tell you how I did it already today. I think we all know Antoine, right?
Yes.
Antoine shared a video, if I believe it was Antoine, of this calcium deposit being extracted from somebody's head. And I found out today that the girls have been getting donuts for breakfast at school because it's an option instead of like, you know, cereal or something. So I told them, you know, this person ate donuts for breakfast when they were a kid. And I showed them the video of it being extracted and how horrible it is. And I told them they can no longer get donuts for breakfast. And they were fine with that after watching the video. It's amazing what a 6 and 7-year-old will believe if you tell them.
Yeah, that's why you gotta, get all that in while you can.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna start the show, I guess. Episode 599. God, what a huge episode we're gonna have next week. Okay. We good? I'll wait for Diecast till he turns around.
I should be.
Good. We're good. Sorry.
Okay. 3-ish, 2-ish, 1-ish. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 599. I'm Brian Kilby. And with me this week, I have Donald, the headmaster, Ferguson.
Hello.
Hello, Donald.
It's cold.
What's the temperature there, Donald?
It was 39 when I last looked at my weather.
It's 37 here. Man up, Don. It's not that cold. Chris, how cold is it there in Dickville?
25 degrees.
It's 25 degrees in Dickville. Okay. And
that's Dixville. Excuse you.
Sorry, Dixville. Sorry, Dixville, Tennessee. Matt, how are you doing? He's staring.
Okay.
That's
How
good.
cold is it? How cold is it there, Matt?
About 31.
Okay. Diecast.
It's about 31 here, too, and I'm having a great week.
You guys, how far apart do you live? Like 2 hours? 3 hours?
4.5-ish.
Okay. So I'm closer
Well,
to
that's
Don.
almost a big enough buffer between diecast and actual people.
That's true.
It's about 2 hours to Jason for me, I think.
What about Rob?
Rob-
Poor Jason.
Rob is about an hour and maybe it's an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Rob, I have to ask, since I literally asked everyone else, what's the temperature there?
I have no idea.
That's a good
Relatively low, but I need to fix this window behind me. There's a leak.
So I don't even know why I even bother asking. Don and I guess Chris are expecting an early winter actually a late fall blizzard or something this weekend.
Yeah, it's not even that. Yeah,
which is abnormal here in the South. So I have tickets to see Bumblebee on
Let's say-
Saturday.
Say, I've already had a 6-inch snow here once.
Well, yeah, but you are several hours north of me. I am in a humid subtropical climate. I I have tickets to see Bumblebee on Saturday, and if it snows like 1/8 of an inch, I'm going to have to miss it, which is unfortunate. So,
because people in North Carolina can't drive in the snow.
Well, they have no reason to learn to drive in the snow because, like,
there are areas
not the climate for it.
There are areas like in Boone and Asheville where they have no problem driving in the snow, but everywhere else.
The important thing is to not drive in the snow like here in Baltimore, where everyone decides it's really bad out here. I need to drive much faster so I get out of it sooner.
But a buddy of mine is from Baltimore, and he was very proud of how he could drive in the snow, and he would drive like an asshole in the snow. So
well, yep.
So there you go. So
did he like to put the blinkers on in the middle of a lane as if to say, "I'll just be a minute"?
I don't know. Oh, that's great. So hey, maybe or maybe not. We'll have some sort of conversation later on this weekend about the Bumblebee movie. No, it's not the one.
I hope that turned out well.
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah. No, it's not the one. Doesn't Jerry Seinfeld? Isn't he in that?
What? Oh yeah, the Bee movie.
Oh, okay. So, but yeah, so Diecast, you and I have tickets. Anybody else?
Nope.
Matt, no. Definitely not Matt. So we'll see.
Maybe. If it wasn't like $23 at the IMAX on the opposite side of Nashville, I might have, but no.
My ticket was like $8, so I'm pretty happy.
Okay, but you overlooked the part where I said it was at the IMAX.
I know, but this is still like a nice theater with the reclining seats and the body massage and the pork chop sandwiches. It's pretty great.
I think Matt might, like, in my head, I would think Matt might have a chance at going to see it because at least it's not a Michael Bay movie.
I think, Diecast, when you add the qualifier in my head, everybody stopped listening.
Actually, yeah, what are the chances we can get in to see it?
Well, I say Diecast is correct. Since it's not a Michael Bay movie, I mean, the odds are higher, but I still just have no interest.
So what?
Yeah, I mean, we got Rob to see, was it The Last Night or Age of Extinction? Because Gigabeetle
last night.
What's the last night? I thought it was AOE. Okay.
Gigabeetle started putting coins in a jar and sent it to him to pay for it. So
how do we get Matt to do this? How do we bribe Matt into going?
Well, you could try sending him a copy of Wrath of Khan on Blu-ray.
Well, that's a little different.
I already have it.
He already has it.
Damn.
And he doesn't like getting things from people. We had that conversation. So
yeah, that's true.
I don't know what. How can I embarrass myself publicly?
I think the only way we would
every
be able
Wednesday
to get
at 7:30 Central Time.
I think the only way we'd actually be able to get him to watch it is to possibly send him a copy when it comes out on Blu-ray, and then just hope that he gets bored enough that he watches it.
No, because somebody bought me a copy of Man of Steel for Christmas a couple years ago, and I've still never watched that. So
If he gets bored, he has literal days of nonstop Super Sentai episodes he can watch instead.
10 sets, 11 here in a couple weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean each one of those is 48 to 50 episodes on average. So he's got a lot of boredom time he can fill before he ever gets near a Transformers movie.
Yeah.
Also, he would probably just take it outside, put it in a metal can, and set it on fire.
True. Hey, and before we move along, I just want to say, mentioning seasons of stuff to watch. Chris, thank you for sharing the link to Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yes,
that was awesome.
Great deal on that.
So
okay. So Chris, I actually wanted to tell you this. On Netflix, they'll have little promos for the shows that you scan over. And guess what the promo for Star Trek: The Next Generation is?
Mm-hmm.
Planet Africa.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's the teaser to pull people into watching Star Trek: The Next Generation on Netflix.
That's sad. That's really sad. Okay.
Yes, it is.
So,
hey, Brian, I guess I'm going to assume that you were the person who showed up in my affiliate links buying that I did not get any referral money for, because I've caught things that I'm pretty sure you bought before that they turned off the referral money for you, because I think you have an affiliate account.
No, I think it's because I have Smile turned on.
Well, either way, though, I've seen a few things come through where it's like everything is zeroed out, and then you talk about getting some of that same stuff the following week.
Let's check with Jason, because I've used his link as well. So let's compare notes to see if that's the case. Yeah,
was it the bidet that clued you in the first time?
No. Okay, so speaking of things we got in the bidet, Chris, I know you wanted to start off with what we got this week.
Yeah, so, like Duck FedEx up the ass. I was supposed to get a gold power staff from Entertainment Earth on Saturday, this past Saturday. Well, they lost it for a full week. It finally got moving again Monday, I think, maybe. Finally started getting tracking updates again, but it went from the Saturday before to Monday or so before it actually posted any more tracking updates. It's going to finally be delivered tomorrow, just in time for me to not have it to talk about on the show tonight, except to complain about FedEx and get, my one free curse in for the week.
I wonder if it's going to be like the one that the Don package where it looked like it got ran over by a truck.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that Star Wars figure and it was someone dropped a bowling ball on it.
Yeah, but that was the Postal Service, wasn't it?
Yeah. Chris, what was it that you're waiting on that you didn't get?
Power Rangers Zeo Legacy Gold Power Staff from Entertainment Earth, one of their doorbuster things from before Thanksgiving or right after Thanksgiving.
Matt, is yours handy?
I ignored what you said. Okay, it's not Transformers.
What's up?
Yeah. Is yours handy, Matt?
I can go get it. It's right over there.
Yeah, we don't. Let's not worry about it. Let's not worry about it. Okay.
But I mean, this isn't even the only package that has had a problem, because I've got something on my informed delivery dashboard that went missing just like 50 miles away on the other side of Nashville at the postal sorting place, and that only started getting action in the last 24 hours again after going from like the 28th of November with no report. So
if you
I've been having some issues.
If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I have continued issues with FedEx, and it's just one of those things that will never end. I had an order from Dell that I was supposed to have gotten like the week or a couple days before Thanksgiving, and I just got an email back from Dell yesterday after complaining like a week and a half ago that, FedEx lost the package. And but of course I informed them, just a few days ago, it actually arrived in my mailbox. So somehow in Memphis, FedEx accidentally dropped it in a mailbox, and the Postal Service was nice enough to deliver it, even though there was no postage on it. So thank you, USPS, for delivering something without postage.
Seriously?
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, it was walking in Memphis, and they were just.
Anyway, I did manage to get one thing this past week. Don, stop tapping on your desk.
Sorry.
So I went into Ross at random while I was waiting for a pizza to be cooked, and I happened to find a Cogman for $8.
Yay!
This is, I think, my third one now.
They must have got all
I've
these
ever actually seen.
Yeah.
It's the first one I've ever actually seen in a store in person, so I kind of had to buy it out of principle.
They also
I like the mold a lot, so I don't care about having multiples.
They also had the Air Attack Optimus Primal, right? For like, what, $35?
30.
Wow. I need to go to Ross.
I have to assume that was either in the stockroom of that store, since the last time those were like actually out as current closed out product, or in their distribution center or something. I don't think that is something that's come back into circulation, because wasn't that like 2 years ago?
Was it?
Maybe they got some from Amazon. Didn't Amazon have them?
Yeah, they still do.
I thought that's where their first stock of them came from, though.
Possibly. But yeah, so actually, speaking of FedEx, it's too late now, but there was a deal up on Hasbro Toy Shop where you could get Siege Deluxes for what, $10?
And then 20% off of that.
Yeah,
they sold out quick.
So I think Walkie had retweeted something about it, and I just happened to be looking at Twitter. So there's only one deluxe that I needed, so I ordered it, but I got the Voyagers and the Micromasters. So those are on the way.
Last time I checked, the Micromasters are still in stock at
Two of them
retail.
are.
Well, yeah,
2 of them are, yeah.
So actually, I might as well go ahead and talk, because I mentioned I didn't need any deluxes because I happened to yesterday go to a Target in a neighboring town, and I got Sideswipe, Flywheels, or Tank Tread, or whatever the hell his name is.
I try.
Yeah. Flywheels, Hound, Lionizer, Blowpipe, and Firebolt, or whatever he's being called now, Fire Drive.
Fire Drive.
So, I love Flywheels, or Heavy Tread, or Tank Tread, or whatever his name is. It's just so weird. We're like in peak G1. It is so sad. You know, there's a new frickin' Flywheels figure. There's a new frickin' Flywheels figure, but we haven't had a new Beast Wars Megatron, in the US in what? 12 years?
They're gonna be distributing Masterpiece Beast Wars Megatron next year.
Yeah.
What Diamond is.
But yeah, so I lucked out and picked those up. I got Dropkick. So man, these basic figures are so nice. It is just amazing what they're doing with the basic price point these days. It's God, he is so small. He is so small.
I've heard that's starting to show up in Walmarts.
Triplet found one.
I'm thinking it'd be. Yeah, I know. It'd be great to just go into Walmart and find that, but I feel like that's one that I kind of want to get online, so by the time I see how small it actually is in the package, I've already paid for it.
Wait to get it at a discount. It's a nice figure. It's a very nice figure, but it's also so small. It's really small. So here for context, I got God, what is it? Cyberverse, Bumblebee, like the small figure. Here they are together.
Wow.
He's not that much bigger. So I got this at my Kmart, which is shutting down or closing. So,
well, big surprise there.
I know, right?
What of a surprise you still had one.
I know, and I haven't completed it yet. And I think it was Anthony who shared it on Twitter, or somebody shared it on Twitter. And I'm still in the process of combining it. It's the transforming numbers 1 through 0.
Oh yeah, Anthony shared that.
So
1 through 0?
1 through 9 and 0, or 0 through 9. So I'm still in the process of combining it. It's not complex, but it's just one of those things where it is kind of crummy. I mean, it's not like I don't know what's the worst knockoff that I've seen in a while, but it's not like that. But it is very dollar store Transformer. It's very dollar store. So,
is it better than Die Stack?
God. So Don, actually, did you see my Twitter today?
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
Yeah. So I had those third-party toys, including Die Stack and Sun Surge and Despotron, that have been sitting in a box for so long that have no resale value, and I decided.
I see you managed to get Sun Surge back into robot mode.
I did that last night, and I was cursing Melvar, but you know what? Because I'm like, God, I had all the time in the world when he was here, but now I don't have any time. This sucks. But like miraculously, it came together after I only had to play with it for like 10 minutes, and I was able to get it. I was able to get it transformed. But I took him to work because my coworkers don't know their third party. In fact, half of them see him. It's like, oh yeah, I had that one when I was a kid. This is just like I remember it. So it's like that. So I'm not, I don't mind that. I have it there. Coworkers don't know or don't care. So
that was correctly observing in response to your picture that a lot of the stuff is not aged very well. But no. I do think Mania King and Code actually still look okay.
Oh, Mania King looks so crummy. I mean, it looks like an okay toy, but there have been so many better Galvatrons that have come out since that.
Yes, but it's not shown up nearly so easily as any of the other stuff on that shelf.
Yeah, Code looks okay.
Code, I honestly think, is the best thing that Fans Project actually put out in their Function X line.
Sadly, it was also the first thing they put out.
Yeah, it's weird how that works in the complete inverse of how official product works, where the first wave or first thing in a wave is always the weakest one.
Yeah, but their Brainstorm had some very interesting engineering. I mean, that was a really unique take on how to get the Brainstorm figure into robot mode with the collapsing canopy and everything.
Yeah, those Iger figures again
are terrible.
The first, they're not terrible. They're not good.
I have them. They're terrible.
They're not good. But do you have the Huffer one or whatever came before that?
Braun?
Braun is after. So the smaller scale figure I do have Huffer. God, I love Huffer. I love that toy. I still think it's great. But once they decided to scale them up,
Yeah, that was a.
They're bad.
They're bad. Yeah. So yeah. Anything else? Again, flywheels. My God, it's like I don't know. There's something about this. Like
There's something about flywheels.
there's something about flywheels. I love it. I really do. It makes me sad how much I love this toy. Like I could quit buying Transformers now, and I probably should. But I really do love it.
I got a good story about flywheels.
Okay.
When we went to that unboxing event that we couldn't talk about for a while.
Back in '73.
Yeah. I was playing with flywheels, and inadvertently, a piece must have fell off. And John Warden picked up the piece. It was on the ground or on the table far away from where I was, but he picked it up. He was like, "Oh, I found a piece." And I'm like, "That's Flywheel's crotch." So I realized that the piece that fell off was his crotch, but I was just like, "Oh, that's his crotch." And it made everyone laugh at the table. But yeah, apparently Flywheel's crotch will pop off pretty easy. At least on that first run of figures that we had.
I don't see how.
Yeah,
I don't really get that either.
Yeah, that's his hidden attack feature.
Did it come with? Did his crotch come in submarine mode?
Yeah, no. And there's the other thing I got. The new dog has made its appearance downstairs. She's never been down here yet.
Oh, nice. Is she disappointed with what you've done with your life too?
Probably.
My pets judge me whenever they're in here. They're like, "What happened to you? You used to be a man."
Because you have cats, Brian.
That's true, dog.
Cats judge you for everything.
When did you get? I'm looking at your stuffed diecast. When did you get that Skylinks reissue?
TF.
Oh, that was at TFCon.
Okay.
The recent one, Chicago.
You like it? Right?
I
you haven't opened it yet.
I haven't opened it yet.
So, did you have a Skylinks when you were a kid?
No, but I really like Skylinks, even though I didn't have them as a kid.
That's a sign of intelligence right there.
So, yeah, and Rob, did you want to go before me on what you got?
Yeah, I may as well do that real quick because I only got a couple of things. But thank you to the mystery person who got me Power of the Prime's Outback off of my Amazon wish list. I think that's the last of the legends that I needed, and that is really nice. And also thank you to Paladin and someone whose screen name I do not know who to credit, but thank you both very much for sending me Titan's Return Misfire. So that is one of the long-term things I've been looking for, finally in hand, and it's a really nice figure.
Now you need to get you sorted out on Twin Twist.
Yeah, Twin Twist is the last one. And so, yes, thank everybody very much for those. That is really kind of you.
Awesome. Sweet.
So this is Allura.
Allura. So Don gets the name reference. I don't.
Voltron.
Oh.
Princess Allura. Yeah.
I haven't watched Voltron since I was 5, so.
And then
I know it's wrong.
I also got the Black Mamba Pink RC. Well, it's not RC, but I'm calling it RC. Yeah, because it's a pink slash. And then it took a while for them to finally get all these guys out. Also got the orange slag. I think. No, this is
Sludge.
Sludge, sorry.
Yeah.
Green.
Snarl.
What?
What?
But yeah.
Oh, just like in the movie.
Is that what it's about?
I don't think so, but the movie Snarl toy was green.
So what's up with those colors? Is that the Power Ranger set, or is that a different set?
It's not the Power Rangers set, but it's just random colors, pretty much.
It is definitely random because the G2 was red or G1 colors. So
if it was Power Rangers, Swoop would be the pink one.
Yeah.
I mean, so Slag was the green one in G2. So I don't get it.
Yeah, it was just, I guess they're just random, because Grimlock was red, Swoop was yellow, and then these guys, and then Slag was blue.
Interesting. Okay. I like, crazy random recolors, so.
Yeah. And I also got it's upstairs, I forgot to bring it down, but the Magic Square Blaster figure, which is a Legend scale. Man, the articulation for a Legends figure is absolutely amazing with the Magic Square stuff. And I should review one because it's just... They blow me away. They really do.
All right. That comes with a tiny little ram horn, too, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So...
That's pretty cool. How much was it? Like $40?
No.
$70.
He can't tell you how much it was, but it wasn't that.
Like retail. Like if I were to buy that like through a normal online retailer.
35.
35? That's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of crazy for a Legend scale figure, but it it is what it is. We know what we're in for when it comes to the stuff. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and with MP44, really, the sky's the limit now.
Do we have that as is that a news item, Chris? Did you put that in the?
No, because I assumed we had talked about that already.
We did. So we didn't talk about.
We had the price last week. Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't.
Oh yes, we did.
We didn't talk though about it going up. Which one of the reasons I said I was going to get it because I knew I would pre-order it from Amazon Japan. I knew it would be cheaper, and right now it's setting at about what $320.
35,000 yen, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, settle.
I know it's still ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, by the same token, Beast Wars Megatron, which had an SRP, I think, of 30,000. I got the pre-order in on Amazon Japan, and with shipping, I'm going to end up paying about $225, $230 for it if the exchange rate holds up.
Yeah. So yeah, it's still pretty absurd, but it's still better than $450.
Yeah, if Amazon Japan will ship an expensive item like that, it's worth doing because they will usually discount it pretty sharply off the list price, at least for a while.
And they have pre-order guarantees as well, as far as I know, in Japan.
Yeah, so the price goes even lower.
Yeah, we're in good shape. So, so that's good news. Let's see here. Who hasn't gone yet? Matt.
I got a passport.
What's
To adventure.
It's going to Canadian TFCon next year.
Yeah, sadly, TFCon LA being in March, a little too early for me to, for my financial situation. So, Toronto's in July, so I'm going to hit that one up this year for the first time.
That's awesome. Is it your first trip to Canada?
Yes.
Enjoy your border crossing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully they'll let you back in afterward.
Anyway, so undecided how I feel about that. And I got some more acrylic shelf risers for my stuff back there behind me.
Nice. And on Twitter this week, I saw where you were showing off your, line of Sharkticons. They just look so great, and they are visible in your video. I didn't realize that.
Yes.
They were last week too.
I wasn't paying attention last week, so.
That's the best troop builder ever.
It really is.
Battle Android Trooper or Cobra Viper. But
for Transformers.
In Transformers, yeah.
Okay, well we still got a Viper option there.
That's true. Yeah, sweet.
That's an awesome figure.
I stopped at 8 of those though. I have a good little squad.
A squadron.
Yeah, that works.
I think I still just have one. But for me, like the one that when Kim sees me buying new ones, it's like, don't you have this already? It's the Battle Android Trooper. I love that toy. As long as you're talking about version 1 or the 25th anniversary version.
I mean, Brian, we know you only have one of those because that's all me and Matt left between us at BotCon 2015. for anybody else to buy. So
Yeah, that's true. Don, did you already go? Do you have anything?
No, I have not. I've got some stuff. And Matt, you need to have all the Instructicons like river dancing, so that would be a little more,
Blue Man
interesting. But yeah, I talked about this.
cats.
I
Fiddler on
talked
the
about
Roof.
this pre-show. Picked up some, incredible things from the Disney
I
store
thought that was
that were.
exclusive pre-show content, Don.
Yeah, Don.
Yeah,
You're
You're
Well,
devaluing the pre-show, Don.
right. I'm just saying. Okay, my Target put out Siege, so I went ahead and got them. When I'm $5,000 in debt on these eyes, what's $80 more at this point?
Yeah, just
So I
keep
went
following
ahead
it on. It's good.
Yeah, so I went ahead and got the deluxes for Wave 1. I may keep Sideswipe. I'm still on the fence about Sideswipe. Cog and Scott.
Sideswipe's great. It's great, Don.
It's great,
Just
Don.
watch my video.
Well, it's
Don, just so you're $5,000 in debt for your eyes, plus that. Does Dononomics ever have like another level where you fake your own death?
no. I really haven't got that to that level yet. It's
That sounds like that would be something more like I would pull.
yeah, but it's
Don would just die for real.
But if you did, would anyone notice?
Oh, diecast! You took
probably
it too
not.
far.
probably not. Like I said, again,
You took dark humor and you just made it sad.
the paint wear, the weathering is distracting, but not to the point. I more hate Sideswipe for them using a red Autobot logo on a red car and not using like the white outline.
I kind of like it.
Yeah,
I kind of like that too.
yeah.
It's
But,
not bad on Sideswipe. That's definitely like there's some that it's just not good on at all. Like
Right.
My problem with
So-
Sideswipe is his height, not how he's decoed.
So
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can score some more from Hasbro Toy Shop at that reduced price and take these back and save a little money.
Hashtag
But if
Dononomics.
not, yeah. But I mean, I got them. I like them, so there's that. Ordered off of Amazon.com through the TF Radio link. I went ahead and got Dropkick and KSI Sentry because I love that color of blue on that mold. I really think that's a great looking color on that mold.
I'm skipping KSI Sentry, I think.
But
glad
the thing of
someone
it,
likes that. 'Cause
yeah.
I'm
But
really sure.
it's more the color and just the overall look. But see, I got them off Amazon for $20 a piece. That's retail with free shipping, and then my local Walmart got them in for $16.92. But these two weren't scanning $16.92; they were scanning $19.96. So I don't know if it was just Wave 1 that was that price, if it was a misprice.
because I got a Shadow Raider for $16.92, so it was at least up to Wave 3.
I don't know
Okay.
that I can justify spending $20 on that mold again.
Well, again, like I said, and I wound up. I've got a second KSI Sentry by mistake because I didn't think that. Well, never mind. I'm going to wind up having a second one by mistake, but I may send this one back to Amazon. I don't know, but I got those two. Thanks to me going through my links on my favorites, I forgot I had the Fans Project Core site still on my links. And I went to the Fans Project store, and I
Does it
picked
still work?
up... Yes! And I got Constructo for $89 shipped.
What in the hell is Constructo?
It's the old... You remember the old Steel Core that they did right after Defender?
Like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
or
it
take.
was. Yeah, it was. It was one of this year's exclusives at TFCon. Eric Cronover was going to try to get me one, but they sold out. They were going anywhere from $120 to $180 on eBay, give or take, and I got it for basically less than con retail.
Okay.
And I've always thought that Steel Core was a really great mold for an original mold character. But the big purchase this week, other than my incredible stuff, was I sold a couple of things that been sitting in the closet for a while.
Your dignity.
Yeah, well, that's been long gone. And I decided to get something that had been on my radar for several years, but the first version of this kind of sucked. So I
Kronos?
got Rolling Thunder Optimus Prime.
Oh my goodness!
Interesting.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, the good one.
Yes, and with what I sold and what I made in just profit, I have $50 in him.
So who made that?
This is TFC,
Okay.
who made Hercules, who I still think is again, it may not hold up against Generation Toys and stuff like that, but I still think Hercules is a well done figure, and every review I've watched has really been pretty solid on this figure, and that's just all the stuff he comes with. I mean,
Holy crap!
he's got just a lot of parts with him.
So what's this based on, Don?
Well, the G.I. Joe Rolling Thunder, many years ago, this was one of the first third-party toys that came out. This concept was the Rolling Thunder G.I. Joe base. It was the base, and they just made it an Optimus Prime. But at that time, third party was just getting its feet wet on full-size figures, and it was not a good result. And
the problem was with the original Rolling Thunder that they originally insisted on selling that as a 2-pack of an Optimus Prime colored one and a green one, and you could not buy just one of those decos. You had to buy both of them together.
Yeah,
and that stayed the case for like 2 years.
Yeah,
I think the Optimus Prime Rolling Thunder is based on one of the crossover comics that happened years past now.
Yeah, it could have been Devil. I know there was 2 different crossover comics where we got Skywarp as a Rattler and Starscream was a Night Raven. Stuff we never got in stores. But I figured you'd like it because they sort of mimic the G.I. Joe package.
I totally dig that.
Yeah. So
I think this is the one where the promo pictures had it being operated by a bunch of the Diaclone reboot Dionauts too. So they were totally playing up the playset angle that was possible with it too.
And a lot of the armor you can connect the armor in different ways to have Optimus manning a a little turret cannon, like Rodimus would do in his trailer mode. You can build a little Power Master style fort and have the basic Optimus behind it. The weapon, the plug-on weapons are die-cast, so that way you've got actual die-cast weapons on the.
If you're listening to the podcast, not watching the video, Diecast literally got up and hoisted his dog up and walked away. So
hopefully she didn't pee in the corner or something.
Or doodle on the wall.
Or doodle on some of his third-party stuff. Or his Phoenix, the second Phoenix.
I don't know. She's been trying to get back in that corner pretty hard. I don't know what she found.
So that's everything.
He has a lot of expensive chew toys.
Let's ask him.
What was going on, Diecast?
Oh, the older dog has some food aggression. So her food is right over in the corner. So she went to go eat. So I had to get the puppy upstairs just so there weren't any problems.
That's fair. Cool. Okay. I guess let's just go ahead and jump to This Week in History. 1984, Transformers #4 in a 4-issue miniseries came out. That's, false advertising. The Last Stand. I can only tell you what happened on the last page of this. I don't remember anything in the story other than the fact that there was an alternate version of the original take, the Autobots were going to win, and the take that was published, the Decepticons won. Was it Shockwave showed up and obliterated everybody?
Yeah, Shockwave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember a thing that happened in the story, though. What happened in the story?
Sparkplug had been captured by the Decepticons.
Yeah, give Sparkplug a heart attack.
Yeah. And Sparkplug was thinking back to his days in Korea, and he basically sabotaged a fuel supply to the Decepticons, and which allowed the Autobots to win. Prime saying, "Hey, we won." Shockwave shows up, flattens everybody, and that's when it moves into the issue 5 with the All Are Dead cover.
The Transformers
all dead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Prime says, "Hey, we won," and Shockwave's like, "Hold my beer."
No, you didn't. Yeah. Let's
Fooled you.
And let's see, that first first miniseries. Was that Denny O'Neil who wrote that? And Bobby Budiansky was the editor.
I don't.
Hell if I remember anymore.
Yeah, so that was a long time ago. Thought it was Denny.
I was not even a year old.
No, Jim. God, I don't know who this person is. Jim Salicrup. I could have sworn.
I remember the name.
I could have sworn that was Denny O'Neil. Okay. Yeah. So that's certainly a thing. And in 1997, which is 21 years ago, Beast Wars Transformers was released for the Sony PlayStation in the U.S. and I don't know why.
Yeah, for some reason this was not on the PlayStation Classic. I don't know why they would admit such an iconic classic video game.
It was a runner-up considering what we actually got.
From what because they didn't have a PAL version of it, so.
Well, Paladin would have loaned him his copy on the floor.
God! So this wasn't a good game when it was released, and it's virtually unplayable now. So
for the Extra Life Marathon we did
I played it on PC
3 years ago.
Yeah, I played it on PC.
Yeah, I made you.
Yeah,
I think. No, I bribed you to play one of the Star Trek games on SNES, I think. But, yeah.
So I want to do Extra Life next year.
Yeah, you totally...
I backed Mike on it last year, and he didn't do it this year. He took a break. I think I want to do it again next year, because that was a lot of fun. But now I have kids, so I don't know.
Yeah, Beast Wars on PlayStation/PC is one of our perennial favorites in This Week in History, so...
This is true. Hey, Rob, you have an announcement to make?
Yes. Thanks to Trasufoma on Twitter, we now know that single-packed bots have been sighted at a Walmart in Massachusetts.
Interesting. I wonder where they are, where they're merchandised in the store.
Actually, I have an answer to that. They are in the cardboard stocking stuffers stand-ups in the middle of the aisle.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, good to know.
So, yeah.
Now, did he mention anything about there being codes printed on them?
That he did not.
Okay.
The world may never know.
Yeah, happy hunting, people. Happy hunting. So the big news.
They're out there.
It's funny. We mentioned this item last week, not knowing that it was going to actually be re-released. In context of just how expensive and horrible it was, MPO9 Rodimus Prime. Reissue announced for January 2019 re-release. The domestic
Happy birthday to me.
Yeah. The domestic price looks like it's gonna be about $230, which is only $30 more than it was when it was released. 7 years ago?
And what it comes with a trailer.
Okay, yeah, no, but okay, so the import price might have been that much 7 years ago, but it was because the exchange rate was terrible. The yen price would have been much lower.
Yeah, exchange rate is much better now, much more favorable to us. So
now see,
this is a bargain.
Is it fixed? Do we know that?
We don't know.
Someone confirmed that it is fixed.
Someone that we don't know.
Yeah, I have not.
That's not a retailer retailer on Facebook that deals with a lot of this stuff that is from overseas has said this is indeed a fixed version.
Now, the Hasbro version that came out didn't have the problems, though, did it? So that was fixed a while back.
No, it did. I think it did. Yeah.
Well, see, the problems were so various from copy to copy.
Like mine, it was the blast shields or whatever it was. No, whatever it was on the legs popped off. Our buddy Alan, his arm literally fell off in his display case. In the display case, sitting there or standing there.
Yeah, if you think about it, Masterpiece. I'm just going to keep talking until you stop, Chris. If you think about it, MPO9 is really a bargain because you get 3 toys in one. He can be Hot Rod. He can be Rodimus Prime, and in time he will be Masterpiece Shrapnel.
It's a bargain compared to MP44 at $450.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Anything is a bargain compared to MP44.
It's a bad toy. So here's the thing. So like when I think back though, that was the first toy to break that price point, and I bought it because I love Rodimus, and Triplet also ruined Masterpiece for himself forever because for whatever reason he got the bright idea that he wanted to get this as well, and I'm like, dude, let me do it. For me it's content. Like I forgot who it was who was giving me grief about buying this, on Twitter this past week. I'm like, dude, you know what I do, right? I got to talk about this thing. So it's not a huge deal if I buy it. With that's sort of what I was doing with Masterpiece Rodimus, and I've gotten years of like being able to bash that toy out of it, so it was kind of worth it. It was amortized over the 8 years that it came out. But
I mean, I got it when it came out in the US without the trailer, and people were still having issues with it. But I don't think it's a bad toy, and I kind of wish I got it with the trailer.
So
here's the thing.
Like, if I knew this was fixed, like for sure knew this was fixed, I might consider this one.
I sold my trailer and made back almost the entire original cost. Go ahead, Don. You're about to talk.
No, I say, with there being reports of Takara Tomy having droppages in revenue and other factors affecting the Japanese toy industry in the article I read, they really don't need another. They don't need this toy coming back out in the condition it was in as another PR snafu. If they're in the financial situation, they're not closing or nothing. But I'm just saying they're showing a drop in profits over the past several quarters or seasons or however they look at it. So they really don't need to shoot themselves in the foot with their own toy.
I heard this was being produced with the China market in mind, primarily.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this may not even actually be getting a reissue in Japan.
Okay. Well, I don't know that anybody is going to feel that bad about it. Again, it's a crappy toy.
I was so sad when the reports were coming in about the build and quality problems on MPO9, because before it ever came out, the eHobby redeco, the really pretty black cyan and purple, was announced, and I really wanted to try to get that, but then people started getting the regular one in hand, and it started exploding, it just seemed like a bad idea.
Even if it wasn't for the QC, it's still not a great toy.
But it was so pretty.
It
was so pretty.
That version is, but like it's overly fiddly and complicated for even for a Masterpiece toy, and it's just so boring. It's like you look at Masterpiece Grimlock, and Masterpiece Grimlock is like the perfect Grimlock. You look at MP10, and that's at least at the time as close to a perfect Optimus Prime you can get.
I think that's still my perfect G1 Optimus Prime, honestly.
Yeah, but you look at MPO9 and like, it's like Hot Rod is a member of the Golden Girls. Is kind of like how I see MPO9.
You put it that way, though.
Yeah, I just don't think it's...
we do love our Golden Girls on this podcast.
We certainly do.
Yes, we do.
Just not a great toy. Okay, so actually, Studio Series news I'm excited about. Tokyo Comic Con 2018. I got excited when I saw the photos from this. We finally get to see Dark of the Moon Megatron, and yeah, I want it.
It looks great.
Well, it looks great until you get to the cloak.
Yeah, the cloak is
I'm fine with the cloak.
I coined the brilliant term on Twitter for this. It's not soft goods, it's soft beds.
It looks like a hardened burlap sack.
At least it's not nylon.
It actually probably is nylon.
But
it doesn't look as soft as it should be. When I heard soft goods and then I see that photo, I'm like, that's not soft.
I just bought a bunch of burlap for a project. I could probably do something with it.
It looks like he went put on a rain poncho because he was afraid of getting wet.
I didn't like the plastic that came with the old version that was released. So I think that's at least. I think it looks better, but
it looks better. It's just not good.
You could you could get like some kind of a microfiber cloth and do something with that, and it would lay a lot more naturally looking, even at this size. Like it's obviously this is for cost reasons, so they would use the nylon material, probably among other considerations. But there's other choices that could have been made for these soft goods that would have functioned better on a toy at this scale.
This is like General Grievous Megatron, and it's so, I don't know, he's such a weird character, and it's like the only character in the movies, robot-wise, that I actually kind of like. I don't know.
Well, up until the last night Voyager Megs, Dark of the Moon was my favorite Megatron toy because it was just a solid figure all the way around. But the jet from last night really just trumped it.
It's a nice
every
toy.
Place.
I never felt the need to pick up the Leader class figure because I like the Voyager class toy so much. And
there was no leader
for Megatron.
For this Dark of the Moon Megatron.
We're talking about the last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I was like, that's why I'm super excited about them doing a leader in this.
Yeah. So this is I'm excited. Hey, I want to move along. So Chris, you wrote the article. There are a bunch of rumors, I guess, about new stuff coming out.
I mean, I'm calling it rumored just because we don't have independent confirmation of some of the new things this mentions. It looks like one of those retailer order sheet kind of things like we've seen many times before. There's English text and Chinese text on this. The English text is a little bit vague on some of the stuff, but the Chinese text ended up having some more details. So like there's 2 more movie masterpieces listed here. The Chinese text identifies one as being Megatron and the other one being Jazz. So that's something that might be coming along for next year. Going on to the Siege stuff, there is some exclusive sets at the Voyager and Leader price points. So one of them looked like it's probably going to be a recolor of the Chromia that's coming up in Siege as Green Light, which was one of the female Autobot team from the G1 cartoon, which didn't get named at the time. I think the Green Light name came up after the fact. And I think it's also going to include a Target Master. And then there's what's in the listing is Skywrap Battle Pack, but Skywarp. Which that's it's Skywarp and what's the cassette combiner that was the jet in the tank? Slam
Dance.
Yeah. So, based on the price, there's also a Target Master in that. Based on the pricing, it seems like Slam Dance, rather than being cassettes, is probably going to be a redeco or retool of Skytread.
Okay.
Close enough.
And the price matches up with SRP 30 for Voyager and 20 for Deluxe. It matches up to what we're seeing the listed price here for as being around Leader, and it's going to come with either Aimless again, which Aimless is going to be one of the individual Battle Masters, or probably more likely a redeco of Aimless as a different Target Master character. Let me see what else is in here, just so I don't overlook anything important. So in Studio Series, we're going to be getting the KSI boss from Age of Extinction, which apparently is going to be a retool of Nitro.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what that was.
Yeah, so apparently Nitro's design in The Last Night was reusing a lot of assets from the KSI. One of the KSI robots in Age of Extinction, so it kind of works.
Okay.
But if you like that Nitro mold, and you should, when you've learned how to transform it correctly, when the instructions don't show you how to clearly, it's a good mold. I'll be happy to get another redeco or retool of it, especially if it still has the Headmaster gimmick intact, which I can't imagine it won't. It seems like it'd be more effort to retool out of it than to just leave alone.
What was the Toys R Us repaint? Thundercracker?
Thundercracker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't stop them with Chromia, did it?
Okay, so this is another news item, a couple down, but it's a good segue into that. So why don't we skip to the Takara Tomy stock photos? So we've got pictures of the May assortment of Takara Siege releases as gray prototype forms. And Chromia is one of those. And the detailed pictures actually gave me a chance to examine that in a little more thoroughly, and it looks like that is going to be 95% or so an entirely new toy. It's not that they retooled the combiner stuff out of Moonracer. They've just made a completely new toy off that same engineering skeleton.
That's weird.
Because, the surface detailing on almost every part is different. The shoulders on Moonracer are ball joints, but they're universal joints on Chromia. Like, everything is different except maybe the thigh pieces. That's the only thing that's not immediately different looking.
Why would they do that? But what's the justification?
Well, they already have the engineering worked out, which is a lot of the time and expense of designing a new transformer. So if they can go and just swap in, new CAD design parts that work with that same engineering process.
I get that, but were they just not happy with it? Well,
it wouldn't really fit the design aesthetic, being that the Moonracer mold is not like super surface detailed, and this very much is.
Yeah, that's true.
And of course, they don't need the combiner gimmick anymore. Like, that would be an inconsistency with the rest of the line by itself.
Yeah. At the same time, I'm wondering if you couldn't swap out a couple parts to add in a combiner.
I actually very much doubt it, since they've remade all of the parts, including changing what some of the joints actually are.
Yeah.
Like, I would be very, very surprised if that would work.
On the other hand, now you have a Chromia head that you can probably get to work on a Moonracer body if that's a custom you want to do.
Okay.
Quite possible. Yeah, it'd just be a lot of painting.
Yeah.
Because when this was first revealed, y'all remember I was a little hot about this.
Slightly, yes.
I can imagine.
Yes, because Hasbro added a hand-foot gun to punch counterpunch that doesn't have any reason for existing with punch counterpunch because he has no Combiner Wars abilities.
No, but it's good for putting on whichever side's facing back to hide the faction symbol he's not using.
Yeah, but I mean, they go and make a whole new Chromia figure when the Combiner War figure from the previous wave is still lacking figures or appropriate figures. And it seems like with them trying to save money, they could have just used some weathering to make Moonracer as Chromia fit better into the line. Because we've seen various amounts of weathering on all these figures, some from bare minimal to some everywhere. It just doesn't make a sense for a company that tries to save money like Hasbro to recreate a brand new figure when they already had that figure that they could use.
Yeah, but one problem you would face with this is that if they just redeco that, they still got a toy that has the combiner parts on it, but there's nothing else in that same line to combine it with. They can't go in assuming that the kid or parent that buys this is going to know or understand, or their kid is going to have toys from the previous line for this to interact with. Like, they have to work on the assumption that the purchases for one brand imprint are integral into that brand imprint only, not that it's going to cross over into anything else they're doing.
Well, but I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just saying they made it so Legends class Megatron could be held by American release Masterpiece Starscream. That was a hell of a throwback to a line that had nothing to do with the current thing.
Yeah,
that was also a design team ago.
Yeah, that's like kind of a neat little Easter egg. That's
yeah, exactly. It's a little Easter egg thing that does not stand out unless you exactly know to look for those little tabs in that one spot and realize they're exactly the right distance apart to wedge around Masterpiece Starscream's hand. I mean, it really is an apples to oranges comparison.
Okay. It just irks me.
It bothers me too, Don. It bothers me too.
Because I would like to have the full set to put on Elita 1.
Yeah.
But I understand why that's not really something they think they can do.
Like, especially if they're doing a Chromia and a green light, that would be enough members to make an entire team. Which is why I'm quietly wondering to myself if I can swap out some parts here.
And what's going to be really great is when that green light set comes out and it actually is just a redeco of Chromia.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're...
Racer. Racer, I meant.
Oh, okay.
Like with the combined.
Hey, well, then they would have to do Lancer too.
Since we're already talking about that story, let's just show off the color MP44 photos that are there. Hey, there's Optimus in color. Wow.
I don't like it.
It
does look good.
Better ones. There's better ones in the link above that show notes.
Yeah,
actually.
I don't $450 like it.
The only thing I don't like about this masterpiece is the price.
Yeah.
I don't have any problems with the way anything is looking or any of the accessories, though I do notice, Brian, there is no basketball present.
It makes me so sad.
Yeah. Well, guys, I've got a question for you, okay? I've looked at this a fair amount since we got color pictures. What am I seeing that makes him not look right? Something about him does
the chest
not...
windows.
Is that because I can't figure out what's been bugging me?
So do you remember in the late '90s, Takara did those like big vinyl figures they called Metal Force?
Yeah.
So the torso of that, I was talking about this last week. I think I was trying to figure out what this reminded me of, and it reminds me of that, which never looked on model to me, but this looks just like they're trying to recreate what that looked like, based on my memories from like the year 2000, admittedly, but still, like there's this offness with the animation model that I see in those chest windows, and that's throwing the whole thing off.
Now, I know I'm misusing the term, but this is like peak cognitive dissonance when it comes to this whole new in quotes masterpiece aesthetic, where they try to capture the animated version of the robot and the toy version of the vehicle. And actually, this is really the more they're trying to just capture the animated version of both.
I'm actually not super crazy about the truck cab mode.
Yeah, like I if it were up to me, I would always defer to the toy version, even if the toy version isn't great, because in my mind, the toy version, it's the toy. This is just a new version of the toy, and this is just so animated that it's if you don't like the cartoon or you just don't like the look of the animated version of Optimus, you're not going to like this toy.
And see, I think that's why I've ended up feeling like MP10's probably the ideal masterpiece Optimus for what I'm looking for if I was going to buy one of these again, because it's got that mix of cartoon influence where you can see where it's trying to take cues from the animation model, but it's also got a lot of the toy details and some of the shapes and proportions still present too. So it's really representing both, which, like, in my opinion alone, I think epitomizes what Masterpiece should be. It's taking from both source points, blending them into something kind of new, but something that represents the major facets of this character, not just slavishly trying to recreate one element or one appearance at the cost of literally everything else about it.
Hey Don, go quick. I got an idea. Don was trying to speak, so Don, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just going to say, if they're going for animation accuracy and they're trying to get this done, the Optimus Prime statue, that's the cel shaded one that's coming out later on next year. I mean, to me, that I'm just ignoring the cel shading. I'm just looking at the actual figure itself now on my pre-order. Those color windows, the lighter blue windows, that looks more right to me than MP44. And this is basically cel shaded to look like the animation itself coming off the screen, as I've mentioned.
Well, that doesn't have to transform.
Right, but I'm saying the colors
cel
on
shaded
this
is not actually animation accurate, though.
Not at all.
Well,
that's more Transformers Devastation.
Right. Yeah, I mean the windows here are kind of unfortunate, just because they do have to be a compromise between what it looked like in the animation and being actual windows for the truck.
Yeah,
it's just, sorry to interrupt you, Don.
Oh no, it's just I think if the windows were a lighter shade of blue, it's very minor, but I think that's
that would help. That would help.
It just looks off.
You know what actually makes me happy now that I think of it, like a
basketball.
Yeah, that's true. But like, is it Weijing that does the upscales?
Yeah.
Like just a Weijing upscaled G1 Optimus.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say a Weijing upscaled MP44 and just,
But no, like just G1 Optimus, but a little bit bigger. I would actually be really happy with that if I could get. I
wouldn't mind it.
Well, yeah, Brian. At least truck mode wise, that's kind of like what they did for the evasion mode.
God no, Don.
Well, I mean,
it's nothing like it. Nothing like it.
I mean, for the truck mode, they kind of did that.
I want the transformation. I want.
Okay,
I want the G1 toy.
Okay, I got you. Not
and
just
an
not-
Ultra Magnus.
Yeah.
Not just the
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
You know what? The one thing they should do, like they have those 45-inch tall Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Darth Vaders and wrestlers and stuff. Make a G1 Optimus Prime at that size that still transforms. You know, it's just the G1 Optimus Prime, but it's 45 inches tall.
Please
That'd be
don't.
perfect.
I'll buy it.
Little much.
Please don't.
Now, the one thing I don't think we mentioned about MP44 that I really love is that it has two different heads for the two different versions of Optimus Prime's animation model. I love that.
I don't even know that I realized that.
Yeah.
In Season 1, his head is a lot more round.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was like a battle damaged version.
I think there's
No,
one
that's
That's in there
third
too.
option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me... see.
You are exactly right. Wow.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that the Starscream wearing Optimus Prime's robot mode as a disguise option parts exist. Like, I
Yes.
love that as a concept,
Yeah.
but that's nowhere near enough to make me ever consider buying MP44.
Yeah.
It's
I would
I
buy
wish that-
those parts by themselves as like a third-party add-on for
that's
MP10 or Siege Optimus. You know, just something that's more to my aesthetic tastes and price range.
You know what I want? I want
But I'm prioritizing the aesthetics here,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I want a Takara MP44 a Prime Problem 2-pack.
Well, it's with some of these accessories, like the Starscream accessories, it's almost like Takara says, "We need to make this much money on this figure to make money." Duh.
Yeah.
Let's watch every episode of the cartoon and find anything we can to fill this out
But they left the basketball out.
to make value in this. It's like they knew what they wanted to sell it for, and they're trying to shovel stuff into the figure to make it seem like it's this value package.
So, Don,
for
what's your
this
point?
money.
It's overpriced.
Yeah,
That's
so,
what
I
the
point is that he's waiting for MP44 Plus, which will be the same
Minus.
parts but assembled as an alligator.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would buy a City of Steel MP44.
well, it's just I just can't imagine the Starscream head and wings be something that adds that extra
It's
bit
not-
of value
it doesn't come
to
with
make someone
wings.
buy it.
No, it's not the wings; it's the head and shoulder
The head
stacks.
shoulder. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, City of Steel version, please. Yes, absolutely. Bumblebee gets voiced. Somebody that I've never heard of is going to do the voice of Bumblebee in the movie. Who cares?
Here's the thing about that, Brian. I'm gonna say this: Will Friedle did such a good job.
But he's not doing this.
Yeah.
But I'm
It's
just saying.
someone we've never heard of.
Dan
I know, but I'm
Gilvezan did such a good job.
He's not even doing Cyberverse.
Yeah. Why not
He's
get
not
Dan
even doing
Gilvezan?
Cyberverse.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying if they want movie Bumblebee and Prime Bumblebee to be the
They don't.
same-ish Bumblebee,
They're not this. They don't care. They didn't even consider it.
No, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. So I got an email.
And neither do we.
Neither do we. I got an email in Japanese from Amazon earlier this week or late last week, and I couldn't make heads. I couldn't make heads or tails of it, so I put it to.
Did they not? In the emails you get, do you not also get an English version of the text after the Japanese text?
Yeah, but like it said, something was like there was a delay or something, but I couldn't tell what the toy was. And I was just in the middle,
Oh.
so I just checked T-Formers like 3 hours later, and there was a story about it, which made me happy because I didn't have to go and translate it. So he's being pushed.
Fortunately, I have this pre-ordered at Amazon Japan, so I got the email too.
Yeah, so it was MP43 is pushed back 2 months.
To March, the end of March.
So that's not good. Actually, it's good for my wallet.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it gave me some wonder and some worry.
But yeah, so tax returns and stuff should be around for me by that point, so I should be a little better. God, 3 kids, tax credit. I am so looking forward to that.
Have you had them long enough to get
Yeah.
the full tax credit?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll qualify. So So yeah,
Cool.
if you are getting Megatron, it'll be a couple months later before you get it.
And if you want to read about my speculation and concern about the state of Masterpiece, given this and all the other things lately, you can go to T-Formers and find this article, which is going to be linked from the show notes at tfradio.net/599.
Now, with the Masterpiece release becoming fewer and far in between, do you think movie Masterpiece has anything to? Do you think the movie Masterpiece line has anything to do with that? Like they're filling in the gaps with some of that.
It's possible, although those don't seem to be coming out super frequently either.
So, next item, I don't exactly know if I love it or hate it. I think if it were an Americanized version of the, I guess, installation, what is it called? What fixture? The fixture. I would prefer it. So it's W01 Dirty Man. It's a transforming toilet. And there's something beautiful about that. Except it's
no, there's not.
Except
no, there is. There is.
He's a samurai, but it doesn't transform like a Western toilet. It transforms to like a Japanese style. I work for a company that sells this stuff. I should be more conversant about it. But it transforms into like a Japanese or an Asian style that it's a different form factor than what we would have here.
Close enough.
Well, you can tell what it is, but it doesn't look like a Kohler toilet. It doesn't. It's not. Doesn't have the same kind of basin that does. The basin goes directly into the floor.
You're being really picky about your toilets.
Yeah.
Well, you're
like the Eric Crownover of toilets.
But you got to keep in mind, so Transformers are robots in disguise. If I had this in my house, somebody would say, "Hey, Brian, why do you have this funky Japanese style toilet in here? Where's your American toilet?" So,
I think they would just think it was a more expensive toilet.
Diecast, of all the people on the call, you are the one who actually mentioned my toilet when you visited the house. It's like, this is the smallest toilet that I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, Brian is just overexcited. He's just flushed with excitement.
Oh God, Don! I knew you were going to say that. Yeah. So, but that's certainly a thing. Hey, Rob, do you have more breaking news?
Yes, I do. Trasufoma has taken a look at the packaging for his BotBots, and it looks like the retail version does have the code on the inside and the penciled-in code on the outside of the package. So it looks like that's going to be a regular feature, so that you can actually ID them at the store.
Awesome.
Ideally. So
Chris, can you get working on that?
You can go to T-Formers. Go to tformers.com, and we have a full list of the number of codes and what BotBots they represent.
Yes.
Brian is a toiletist. A toilet. That's so great. Thank you, Eric. Okay. So, hey, speaking of Amazon, tfradio.net/Amazon, buy stuff, please. We need to pay for the show. Especially, I mentioned taxes. It's the end of the year. Tax season's coming up. God, there's so many taxes I gotta pay for this. So, tfradio.net/Amazon, help Brian pay the podcast taxes. So, I have the chat up. So, tfradio.net/Amazon.
Hey, I thought that joke landed perfectly. I'm sorry. That was just, I wasn't circling the drain on it. It came right out.
Sadly, I was a few seconds too late to comment that Rob was plunging in with an update.
Yeah, so this new version of Skype doesn't let me mute people either, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have Discord for that or Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
Well, I can get around that. I just gotta jiggle the handle.
Oh dear God, Rob, what's on T-Formers this week?
Okay, what's hanging up on him?
I don't want to screw up the recording.
Okay, first up we have got my video review of Siege Voyager Megatron, and I really like that figure. That is a really nice toy. And again, the battle damage deco is maybe not something I would have asked for, but I think it's executed on that about as well as it possibly could be. And yeah, it's like a 12-minute video. You may as well go see it all there because I don't know what else to say about it off the top of my head. But beyond that, we just have a minor story. The most recent one of the Transformers, the Definitive G1 Collection reprint books coming out in the UK, has replaced Sir Richard Branson with a just random character named Mr. Johnson. They got the original artist back to make the changes, and what it comes down to is that they asked Simon Furman to check, and he could not find the original note from the 1980s where Richard Branson gave them the rights to use his likeness. So they decided that rather than chance it, it was just best to redraw this
Wow.
character for this story.
I love the title on this article. Missing. Sir Richard Branson vanishes from pages of Transformers, the Definitive G1 Collection.
That is so weird. I saw that and I was just confused, but kind of happy now that they actually reused the same artist. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Hey, Don, what's on the network this week?
What's on the network this week? Transformers Squadron Episode 4, New Glow Stick Crunch. In the December 2018 of Transformers Squadron, Rob talks about the Christmas robot toy selection at his local Family Dollar, then about Kinder Jurassic World toys, but looking back at the Night Slash Cheetor mold. Zonebase.org for show-accurate colors. There Goes My Money, episode 44, Steel City Bots Take Over. On this episode, we have Generation Selects and a Masterpiece figure that Diecast has deselected. All that, and we are overrun by Steel City Bots. RPG Lessons Learned, episode 83, Fortress of the Iron Duke, BFRPG. This week, the guys gather around the table for the first dungeon crawl in a long time. First Christmas, Brian's 2018 album. Yes. It's an instant classic. It's First Christmas, Brian's third Christmas album. Featuring such classics as Oh Holy Night, Oh Christmas Tree, and oh, so much more.
Yeah, sweet. I actually made a point. I quit putting the Happy Day Alien stuff on tfradio.net because it didn't really fit, but I added the Christmas album just because I want more downloads. Yeah.
It's your first.
Your family must be so
Christmas.
proud of you.
The title is First Christmas. It features stories of first Christmases, but it's the third album.
That's the third album.
The first track is the story of the first Christmas story, which is actually on Facebook right now at facebook.com/happydayandwilkes. And you can go and get a sample right there. But the album is available for free at briankilby.com/xmas2018. For free. Doesn't cost you a thing.
When we launch our Patreon, one of the patron tiers will be to not have to download the Christmas album for that year.
That's not cool.
You know, now I'm picturing a Max Headroom style future 15 minutes from now, but you have to have the Brian Kilby album playing at all times.
Yeah, in the future, in the ideal, future, that would be the case. To have my Christmas album playing at all times. Hey, Diecast, did you have any reviews this week?
I did. I threw up, well, not really a review, but an unboxing. I unboxed my second pack of boosters.
Any super rares?
No super rares. I did get a Grimlock, which that luckily saved the box because it was a lot of doubles and stuff I already had.
That sounds like my Garbage Pail Kid buying. It's exactly like my Garbage Pail Kid's buying.
Welcome to trading cards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad. It may have saved me. Like, if I got a good box, I probably would have bought another. So now that my second one wasn't that good, I'm like, maybe
it's
I'm
like
done.
gambling. It is literally like gambling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is literally like gambling.
It's sort of a shame that we don't live in a world that Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually exists, so that you can take the Transformer cards and put them on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Thing and see what happens.
I don't get that.
It's not safe to have Transformers on motorcycles, Don.
Unless they transform into other motorcycles.
This is Redgar, yeah.
Hey, okay, so find this episode, show notes at tfradio.net/599. You can leave us a voicemail at 931-99-GO-BOT. That's 931-994-6268. You can also send us a text there. I need to, maybe for our 700th or 60th, maybe for our 700th episode, we'll actually go back and, share feedback and content and stuff. I need to We haven't done an email or a text in a while. I need to fix that.
Be a better host.
Yeah, be a better host. Find me on Twitter at bkilby and on Instagram at Brian Kilby. And of course, you can find my amazing podcast and website at briankilby.com and get my newest Christmas album, briankilby.com/Xmas 2018. Last year's album is at Xmas 2017, and the one before that is Xmas 2016. So it's all there. You can find us on Twitter at TF Radio, at Facebook at facebook.com/TF Radio. We are on the YouTubes at, Radio Free Cybertron. And we are on, what's the other gaming thing? Twitch! Is it TF Podcast or TF Radio? It's one of the two. I think it's TF Radio.
Good
you
job.
might want to keep like a list of this stuff.
I have a list. I just never talk about Twitch. Yeah, so just look for Radio Free Cybertron on Twitch. You'll find us. We're on Tumblr because we have no adult content. And,
Well, that doesn't matter.
yeah. No,
If you got a picture of a donut, they'll flag that.
Really?
Well, that doesn't. I mean, basically.
You ought to
I
go
don't know
there
if-
and
I
see
don't-
if anything you posted has been flagged, Brian. There might be something funny.
Okay, so we're...
I don't know if literally any photos of donuts have been flagged, but things of equal nature certainly have.
I would not doubt it, definitely.
So we are definitely on Twitch at twitch.tv/TF Radio. No, nothing's been flagged as far as I can tell on our Tumblr.
I think you have to actually go check every single post. There's not a notification that this post has been flagged. Go to it. That kind of thing.
Cool. Okay. Chris, tell us about Play with Photography.
It's my site where I post photos, theoretically. I'll get back to that at some point. I've got new toys supposedly coming in tomorrow, which will probably prompt me to, get the whole thing going again. You can also find me on Twitter at ChrisRTXV. I've been digging through Amazon for cheap Transformers deals lately, so you can find some of that on there. It's more worth a follow than it used to be. I'm happier these days. This week. Today. We'll see. Follow at Play with Photography also for updates about the site. I have a Patreon now too, patreon.com/ChrisRTXV, which the money from that will go to help fund more stuff for playwithphotography.com, be it content or equipment, maintenance, etc. The usual things. And also on my personal Twitter, you can find my sales list. Please buy things from me. It helps.
Cool.
And my wish lists are out there too. One's in my Twitter bio, and you can, I think, find the other one off to the side from that.
Cool. Don.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC4EVR.
Sweet. Matt doesn't have anything. Diecast.
You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. On Facebook, please like my Facebook page. It's Reviews by Diecast. And also on YouTube, my reviews can be found at tfradio.net/reviews.
Awesome. Let's see here, Rob.
I am on Twitter at Figure Reviewers and Flailthroughs. Also on YouTube at Flailthroughs, where I largely cover the free-to-play Gundam Battle Operation 2. Also on Patreon at patreon.com/Flailthroughs. So I think that's about everything.
Awesome. Let's see here. Matt is on Twitter at Melvar, 3 L's, 2 R's, Amy, LLLVARR.
You can find his opinions on how third-party toys have not aged well when Brian posts pictures of them.
This is true. John is at That John D Everywhere. Jason is on Twitter at Jason S. Kirk. He's also at podvocacy.com.
JasonSKirk.com too,
And
I believe.
Okay. I need to visit that. I don't know that I have recently. And what does he actually have there?
I don't know. I've never gone to it, but I'm pretty sure he mentions it every week.
Yeah, I think he said he links out to all of his stuff that he does there. Let's go visit that. I've never actually looked at jasonsKirk.com. Please, I hope that's the right URL.
That would be helpful since we've said it several times now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so here we go. Mastodon. What is Mastodon? Oh, is that the decentralized Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's it's a federated Twitter clone, if I remember right. Okay, cool.
It has some interesting alternate features. It just doesn't have a user base.
Yeah. It's
Not
funny that. Yeah. And of course, Rob Springer can be found at zonebase.org and Robo-Rob Springer on the Twitters. So you can find him there. Wow, I wanted this to be a short show. Certainly wasn't. So we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Episode
Bye, buddy.
600.
Do.
Do.
The price of MP44.
MP54.
MP54.
Or MP46. It's hard to be sure.
You know,
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how
MP50. Yeah. Every fifth one's just going to be Optimus Prime.
Hardee's used to have that $6 burger, but they don't call it that anymore because it basically is $6.
In 10 years, we're all going to be sitting around going, remember when we used to have cool masterpieces?
Guys, in 10 years, like, I'll be approaching 50.
Yeah, we'll still be here.
I'll be dusting
Because
the
what
wind
else
for
do we have to do?
I don't know that I want to be doing this in 10 years.
Well, then you better start working on your exit strategy now.
Yeah.
Yep. What do you want to be doing in 10 years?
I want to be,
Retired?
the very best.
No, I want to be doing this in 10 years. Right now, it's really sad and pathetic thinking about it. I'll be talking about Transformers, to people in 10 years, but
I mean, it's entirely possible Transformers will go the way of G.I. Joe in that time, and we'll have to talk about something else.
No, because when Transformers basically were the way of G.I. Joe, we still managed to figure out ways to talk about G1, even though G1 was long gone back in the late 90s.
Yes, but the world is a very different place, and the way people interact with franchises is very different than it was 20 years ago.
That's true. Yeah. Maybe we could just start talking about G.I. Joe. Maybe I just don't want to change. Don, what are you eating?
Sorry,
Why are you apologizing? Damn it, Don, you can't eat.
It was the banquet family size dinners. It was just the meatballs.
Health food.
Ooh, meatballs.
I want to be the very best. Like,
I didn't turn the heat on. It's getting a little. I'll be right back.
I don't know why the knockoff RC comes with 2 hand fists.
What knockoff RC?
The
Slash.
Slash.
Oh, wow.
Like, I pull it up, like, okay.
Okay, so reading up. Jared said he had to stop listening to the album because Hey Y'all kept cracking him up. Hey Y'all. Eric said in 10 years he'll still be in his 20s. Duck you. Eric can go duck himself. He can go duck himself hard.
That's all right. In 10 years, Eric will realize just how fast time goes.
Might take a little longer.
Yeah. No.
You'll be paying this off in 10 years. God, I hope so. Actually, I have...
No.
I guess I technically have podcast debt still that I need to take care of that I've never really touched. That Kim keeps bugging me. It's like, hey, when are you actually going to be paying off, like, this credit card that you got for the podcast a long time ago? I'm like, I don't know.
Good plan.
Oh, interesting.
There's the size difference.
That's not that much bigger.
It's a little bit.
Hey, the podcast mostly pays for itself now. It hasn't...
Oh, we're back to that again?
Mostly pays for itself. It pays for itself for the most part. But what it hasn't done is gone back and, paid
for the part that it didn't pay for?
For the years when it wasn't paying for itself. Like,
yeah.
Like the $6,000 or so that Kim wants me to take care of.
I mean, that's justified.
Yeah. She was actually not that shocked when she asked me how much I've spent on the podcast and like.
Well, did you tell her the truth?
I told her the truth, and she's like, "That's about what I thought." I'm like, I want to be the very best. No, God, Don. Thank you for putting that in my head. I was all into the show, but I've never ever played a Pokemon game.
Well, you like Dragon Quest, so there's.
But I've never played like Dragon Quest. Was it Monsters?
Yeah,
I've only played like the core Dragon Quest games.
Dragon Quest Monsters was such a weird idea. It's Dragon Quest doing the bits of Dragon Quest that Pokemon was riffing on. It's so weird.
Yeah, starting with what, 5? Is 5 where they started? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love 5. Dragon Quest 5 is awesome.
Yeah.
I bump RC all the time. She will just fall over at any second.
Let's change topics.
Very hard to stand.
Let's change topics.
It's those tiny feet.
Yeah.
Is that
that's one thing.
Is
so
that
yeah, it's Rouge. I
is
think.
It Rouge?
Yeah.
So the Iron Factory little Legends Windblade has the like boot shins, where the official deluxe toy has fairly slim and ends in high heels kind of feet. But I would really like an official Windblade to actually do the bootleg thing like this, because it looks a lot better proportionally, and of course would make a larger figure more stable.
Yeah.
But, we're how many Windblade toys in at this point, and none of them are going in that direction. Maybe for the Masterpiece Windblade, it'll be MP50.
Hey, let's see here. So, I wanted to mention that I read Star Trek vs. Transformers #3. Somebody posted a spoiler of it today. I'm so glad that I freaking read the comic before the guy posted the spoiler.
Did Optimus Prime die?
So I commented on his thing. It's like, well, I'm glad I read this. I'm glad I read this morning. And he's like, hey, me too. And when he said that, I just blocked him. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you're a dick.
Called him Chris?
No. Let's see here. What the hell?
Huh?
Just a video somebody shared. Okay. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and kill the live stream. We're boring. Okay. People watching live.
Yeah, I don't think we have any post-show content.
We don't
Yeah, we got nothing.
So we'll see you next week. Episode 600. Bye. Episode 600.
Bye, guys.
Good news for 600.